I do have some misogynistic tendencies every now and then.
What the kind of retarded pander statement is this?
Maybe shut up. You're the woke of the day.
This is the same man who said it was okay if women are sexually assaulted. Why are we even still entertaining him? He's been a weirdo from the start. It's about time people stop putting him on some sort of high moral pedestal. I've watched the last stream of Hasan in regards to the Blake Lively situation and his mention of the resurgence of the Amber Heard trial. So you don't have to. Disappointment is an understatement. Did he give a wrong take here or something? Or I want to start by saying I followed Hasan for a year and appreciated his Gaza coverage, but I'm disappointed he refuses to educate himself on this one particular issue, repeating tired talking points. I'm not a hater, just think his stance here is poorly informed.
That took PR group that Justin Baldoni hired to go against Blake Lively to change social media opinion.
I don't know anything about Blake Lively or what this is, but
against Blake Lively in the It Ends With Us PR battle that took place. Okay, that same PR company has also worked alongside Johnny Depp in the Amber Heard Johnny Depp saga. This is why a lot of people were like coming in here for the past couple of days and talking about how are you gonna do apologies or some shit, because they just completely have misunderstood my position on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard saga, which is fine. PR group, okay,
I don't know anything about this. First thing I noticed, he continues to point multiple times at Blake Lively as an out-of-touch weirdo and as a Hollywood star, and therefore she has done bad things herself, and she is also not clean, bringing up her choice for the marketing campaign of the It Ends With Us.
I think it's an interesting story. Does the fact that Blake Lively is unbelievably out of touch affect your perspective here at all? I'm struggling. No, it's once again another Hollywood story. So obviously, given that it's a Hollywood story, there are no clear good guys and clear bad guys. Okay, most of the parties involved are bad to varying degrees. Let's take a look. I think it's
wait. Why does Hasan hate Hollywood? That sounds retarded. That was a weird, stupid take, but okay. But or whatever. Campaign of the It Ends With Us movie, which I might have agreed with in different circumstances. In this specific case, there's no point in bringing that up other than to victimize, deflect, or shift the blame. Sure, they should have addressed the criticism and listened to domestic violence survivors on the matter.
In the process, adult woman who is like 40 plus years old is actually simply a helpless, hapless fool and is going along with the previously agreed marketing plan, and that she has no fucking say in the process. You will not be able to convince me that Blake Lively is completely blameless in this process because of the manipulative tactics utilized by Justin Baldoni in this smear campaign. Do you understand? She's 37. My bad. Okay. Yeah. As a 37-year-old and a producer on the film, I think you are discounting the amount of feedback that she has. And it's always like weirdly infantilizing. But ultimately,
she's 37, by the way. Wait, really? What is this obsession of his with calling people 40-something? Why does he do? What is this weird obsession? Did somebody use this as an insult against him about his age, and now he's like insecure, and this is like his projection? Or
as adult woman who is like 40 plus years old.
Blake, is this Blake Lively? Blake Lively age 37. Why would you say this? He is cripplingly afraid of hitting 40. Okay. It's weird. But what's missing, but that's missing the bigger picture. The reality is Baldoni. Wait, is this a real name, or is this person making fun of somebody? The reality is Baldoni knew there were real, literal sexual assault allegations against him that other people were aware of, and was anticipating to come out and preemptively orchestrated a calculated smear campaign to attack first, which was anything but organic, even if that criticism might have organically come to life. It wouldn't have escalated to this degree of public shaming if Baldoni hadn't intentionally initiated and fielded himself. And equating the two parties is insanely misogynistic to me. Continuously bringing that up only serves to fabricate consent for the treatment Blake Lively has been subjected to. It's ironic as he seems to grasp these nuances on other global issues in other situations, but when it comes to women, he apparently fails to realize them.
Being a bunch of stuff that's like that existed in the ether about Blake Lively being an out of touch person, and they greatly amplified that to a bunch of stuff that's like that existed in the ether about Blake Lively being an out of touch person, and they greatly amplified that.
Okay.
And made.
He's fixated on how social media, especially Reddit, amplified this, likely because it's what he relates to, given his own experience with PR smear campaigns. He grants himself grace, but denies it to women, constantly bringing up their flaws of being in the Hollywood industry. Oh, by the way, hot take. I think people like Hasan, I think a lot of these guys, I think they are misogynistic. And I think it comes out. They have the right, like, woke talking points, but I do think they view women as lesser beings, okay? He's fixated on how social media, especially Reddit, amplified this, likely because it's what he relates to, given his own experience with PR smear campaigns. He grants himself grace, but denies it to women constantly. Okay. When discussing the Amber Heard trial, he keeps calling it mutual abuse, a term we've already established is discredited by professionals in the field. It isn't a recognized concept. There's retaliation, self-defense when cornered, but not mutual abuse as he frames it. Okay.
The PR campaign made a situation where normally you would look at abuse.
When somebody says that it's been discredited by professionals in the field, what does that mean? I fully believe that relationships can be mutually abusive. I also believe, though, that there are some people that wield the term mutual abuse to crazy make or discredit the other side. So, for instance, if one party's being abused over and over again, and then they retaliate and they say, oh, well, this is mutually abusive now, that's bullshit. I would agree with that. But is this saying that, like, do professionals believe that there's literally no such thing as a mutually abusive relationship? What is this source for that? Is there like an article that came out, or is this like a study or a concept that's being introduced, or what?
The PR campaign made a situation where normally you would look at abuse, even like mutual abuse, which a lot of people would get triggered for me even saying that. In normal circumstances, the party that is physically more powerful is supposed to automatically be seen as the villain. That was a first, I think, where the party that is physically capable of overpowering their partner was seen as like the pure victim. And that, I think, played a tremendous role. Like the PR campaign played a tremendous role in making it seem like Amber Heard was the abusive bad person in the situation, contrary to how people would tackle an issue like that normally. The PR.
Okay. It's interesting that he believes his opinion is so valuable and truthful because he's been right on topics he knows well. He assumes he must be correct here too, claiming people will eventually conclude that both parties were at fault, offering the most basic, superficial analysis.
Yeah, have you changed your perspective on Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp? No, I think that both. My attitude on Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp was always that I don't like either of these people. I think that it's Hollywood assholes in general. But people get so fucking mad when I say this.
Hollywood take.
And I think,
like, you understand, you're basically a Hollywood asshole. Like, you work in media. Like, you're an influencer. You're talent. You're like, what is this weird distinction between people in Hollywood? I don't understand where this comes from.
Assholes in general. But people get so fucking mad when I say this, and I think more people will inevitably arrive at this conclusion. The Meninists get mad because Johnny Depp is a pure soul who was a perfect victim. And then the Radfems get mad because they're like, you're not unconditionally offering support to Amber Heard. But like I said,
yeah, true. He literally lives in Hollywood. True.
Yeah,
my position on this is pretty both sidesy, but that's just because I don't know.
Have you changed your perspective?
I don't know the details of the case. I've heard bad things about both of them, but I don't know. Fuck all about this. In general, I feel like when people both have like somewhat basically when both people have agency and it's super abusive, I feel like those are usually mutually abusive situations, but I don't know the details of any of it. I don't follow any of it. People have moved past this because it's such a ridiculous stance. Many DV specialists have repeatedly supported the position that she's the victim, I guess, in the situation that acted as self-defense, publishing deep, thorough psychological analysis, signing open letters in her defense. He provides no evidence of Amber being the bad person he claims, beyond her being in Hollywood. His old streams show him being anti-Amber, calling her names and falsely claiming she nearly severed Johnny Depp's finger, something debunked by forensic evidence.
But then there is this mass fucking smear campaign against Amber Heard, and the public sentiment is dramatically shifted in favor of Johnny Depp, who...
Why do you think Trump is trying to stop the TikTok ban? What happened to him being anti-China? He doesn't care as long as he feels like the propaganda supports him. He'll always be in favor of it. So I'm sure Russia operates, and there's disinformation campaigns and shit on TikTok as well. And they all seem to favor Trump. So he's probably supportive of it because he felt like TikTok. I think we literally listened to him say that. Well, I don't know. A lot of people on TikTok seem to support me. So he's against it now, the ban of it.
Who, is a horrible person. So it was crazy. Is dramatically shifted in favor of Johnny Depp, who, is a horrible person. So it was crazy how like black and white that situation was presented to the public. And I think that it was, once again, a targeted, deliberate, concerted effort to vilify Amber Heard, or even use like some of the instances where like Amber Heard wasn't exactly a great person either. Right. So the more you have like an imperfect victim, the easier it is to vilify the person. And I think it's and basically that's what happened with bro, his finger got almost cut off by Amber. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, have you changed? But then,
well, did he actually agree with that, or was he about to say something different? I'm guessing she wouldn't disingenuously clip that so much, right? But he doesn't question at all how much of these opinions he holds is simply the result of a smear campaign and not actually the truth. All the things he brought up have been debunked. In fact, Amber has been pretty progressive in support of multiple causes than others. It's clear to me that he has not read past the very beginning of the trial, especially when the appeal and the unsealed documents became public. Otherwise, he'd realize how wrong he's been all along. He also criticizes those who challenge his opinion by equating feminist voices with incels, which is absurd for a man on the left. How do you compare people on your side to literal Nazis? Damn, this woman is super left. Incels are literal Nazis? He even called them swerfs, a label irrelevant to the discussion.
Like, right-wing shitheads say that about me, probably, when in fact, most of the radfems online fucking despise me and think I'm like the worst man, the worst version of misogynistic men. Because I'll sometimes say things like, well, I don't really know about Blake Lively, It seems like she is a little out of touch. And then people will get very mad about that. They'll be like, oh, dude, you're a piece of shit. Many of those radfems are also swerfs in general. Sex work, exclusionary, radical, feminine. Like, right-wing shitheads say that about me.
This makes me think, oh, he did the thing. Isn't he the guy who, oh my God, I think, didn't he do that to Nicholas Diorio right after listening to Nick say that Hasan does this? Does anybody remember what I'm talking about? This makes me think he brought it up just to demonize radical feminists, which is baffling because they don't hate sex workers. They hate sex work and want better for those in it. I'm so over the demonization of radical feminism for opposing the porn industry. Hasan admits he has misogynistic blind spots, which are obvious by now, saying that he works against it when in this situation, he is taking the comfortable misogynist position that align with society. Comes off as tone deaf. Not all criticism is hateful. He's genuinely wrong here.
Radfem accounts online, they say I'm like the grossest misogynist pig of all time. And I think part of that is because, yeah, of course, as a guy, I do have some misogynistic tendencies every now and then.
What the kind of retarded pander statement is this? What? As a white guy, yeah, sometimes I just, I'm racist every now and then. It happens. It's just an ordinary part of, the day-to-day experience of being white. How can you not hate black people every now and then, right? Look at all the extra vocab they have access to.
Some misogynistic tendencies every now and then. And I actively try to work against it to the best of my ability. But, sometimes I fuck up and say shit. But I don't know. I still find it. They just dropped the whole you went to a brothel and that's the only thing they run with that somewhat sticks. Yeah. Well, that too.
Many, like Meduson, covered this case extensively, and you can consult them to correct your stance. Since no one is invested in redeeming Amber Heard, no thorough investigation is happening. But if you care about the truth, don't wait for it to become trendy. Seek it yourself. And then always a GoFundMe to cap it off. Help Mahmoud evacuate and cover daily expenses. My name is Brittany. I'm an American citizen and I'm sponsoring Mahmoud's campaign. We went on social media when a mutual friend told me someone was in need of a campaign sponsor. He initially started this GoFundMe as a way to evacuate in order to find a job in Egypt. Where is he evacuating from? I've lived in Deir al-Balal my entire life. I started this campaign in hopes of evacuating to Egypt. Deir al-Balal. Is this in Israel proper? Oh, no, this is in Gaza. Okay. Palestinian city in the central Gaza Strip. The middle guy. Huzzah. How do you do it? I need to figure out how to do that one. Three years ago, the occupation prevented my father from traveling for medical treatment. Unable to receive life-saving chemotherapy, we were forced to watch his condition worsen. After his passing, I became a part-time student, studying and working in order to secure my family's future. My lifelong dream was to make my late father proud by becoming an electrical engineer just like him. Before the start of this genocide, I was taking the steps to achieve that dream. I had enrolled at Palestine Technical College while working at an electrical distribution company, but now the college has become a refugee camp, preventing me from continuing my education. Bro, even Palestinians have middle-class beggars? What the fuck? What? While Mahmoud attended classes, he also worked on multiple projects. This is Mahmoud. When he first got accepted to his technical school, his biggest dream is to be an electrician like his late father. Regarding money transfers, I'll be transferring the money via PayPal for transaction receipts. Check the following folder. You must access this through a web browser. The GFM app doesn't always work. He needs $10,000 to evac. Rafah crossing permit, $7,000. What about all of his family? He's just like leaving all of it, or is this for all the permits? How much does Rafah crossing permit cost? I don't trust anything written by The Intercept. But NPR has a thing here. I don't actually trust anything written about Israel by anybody, but before the war, it cost a few $100s. Now it costs $5,000 per adult and $2,500 per child, according to Palestinians who have recently left Gaza. Damn. Who charges this? Egypt or Israel or... Oh, okay. That was okay. Damn. Okay, that was a hate Hasan thread. Destiny Hasan. Somebody said Hasan has been ranting against Hollywood a lot lately. He did it yesterday as well. How do you know this? You guys hate watch so much.
So long I've always wanted to be different.
Bro, this so like, dude, I think I don't know if it's like almost a hog-like tendency in me, but I have developed so much resentment for Hollywood, especially over the last couple of years, where I legitimately like any sort of like representation of like the glitz and glamour of Hollywood immediately has this disgusting like I have this like resentment when I see it. I'm like, how dare you celebrate your themselves at a time when people are suffering. And I think that's me being too woke. I will admit, once again, as me being too woke. And I do also categorize.
Wasn't Lil Bro posting pictures of him like flying on private jets and wearing like multi-$1,000 like outfits and shit? Like what?
A lot of the quote unquote drama that people are hyper invested in terms of like Hollywood celebrities, whether it be Johnny Depp or whether it be any number of different things like the Justin Baldoni shit, like with Blake Lively, where I'm just like, why do you care so much? Like, I get that there is a lesson that you can draw out of that about systemic harm, and I certainly cover it from that perspective. But people get far too invested in shit like that, and not necessarily invested enough in the other we talk about on a daily fucking basis, like the ongoing atrocities in Gaza or any number of different awful things that happen all around the world, and it makes me so mad, and it makes
people are more invested in like Hollywood drama than politics. Like, you could have said this in so many fewer words. There's actually a really intellectual young thinker who actually basically said what Hasan said in so many fewer words.
That there is a lesson that you can draw out of that about systemic harm, and I certainly cover it from that perspective. But people get far too invested in shit like that, and not necessarily invested enough in the other we talk about on a daily fucking basis, like the ongoing atrocities in Gaza or any number of different awful things that happen all around the world, and
on age. And I look and I go around sometimes and I hang out with other people that are my age, and they're just kind of just selfie. I'm just like, dude, like, oh my God, like, can we talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now?
It makes me so mad, and it makes me think lesser of the individual that is like coming at me with like serious smoke, when it's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, you're not taking this Blake Lively shit seriously. It's like, I know that my brain is warped. I understand that. And I try my very best to be a normal person. But I think because of how much I cover this awful shit that's happening in the world, I can never get myself to feel even remotely passionate or even remotely interested in Hollywood related shit. Okay? And
then why cover it? I don't care about Hollywood related shit, but I don't know anything about it. I don't even know who fucking Blake Lively is. If you don't care about it, then just don't cover it. Who cares?
Makes me so mad when people who otherwise are not exactly invested in politics whatsoever dive into the discourse when it comes down to defending the interests of like some rich person in Hollywood, not because of the genuinely held convictions that they have about like whatever political goals that they want to get across, whether it's like combating misogyny or whatever, but instead because it's a Hollywood celebrity that you have developed an unhealthy attitude towards, an unhealthy obsession with, and that's the
we use the parasocial word. We love that one.
Reason why you get like so mad. Yeah. Why don't you care about Blake Lively? Girl, 40,000 people died this year from inadequate access to healthcare is like how I encounter this. I don't know. Especially because like I do talk about misogyny. I talk about like
also, what a strange position for someone to hold who literally lives in West Hollywood, who literally bought a huge mansion in fucking West Hollywood. You could have lived anywhere in the world or anywhere in California or anywhere in LA, and you buy a home in West Hollywood. You're like, God, these people are gross and exorbitant, and I just can't get behind any of their lifestyles or the drama or like...
I talk about sexual harassment in the workplace, things of that nature all the time. But when I do this within the context of like a normal person, not a Hollywood celebrity, nobody gives a fuck. But they only care about like endlessly critiquing from the most like optics focused framework when it is like their favorite celebrity. And it's very frustrating. And I think the moment that I fucking mention this, there will be people exactly that will hear what I'm saying. And the people that I'm criticizing will chime in to be like, no, you don't understand. It's because you're immoral and wrong, and your coverage is actually wrong on this. And I have a difference in opinion in the way that you're covering the story, because I think that this is like unearthing some resilient.
And now I realize I just need to be myself.
We don't want to bring children into a world where from the very beginning they believe everything's hopeless. When if we get together, if we roll up our sleeves and take action, each of us doing what we feel is important.
Anyway, having said that, like I'll still entertain that garbage every now and then, but for me it's very difficult to see it. Anything that transcends beyond what do you call it? Fucking Hollywood celebrity shit.
Then there is hope for the future.
It's important to remember that we are not our theories, and it's okay. Thanks for watching. This was our...
That's how people see you. There are wage workers thinking to themselves, just like the Shad who can't pick up arms law. That's how people see you. No, for sure. But see, the difference is I understand that resentment. I totally understand that resentment, which is why whenever people fucking yell at me or chirp at me endlessly, especially if it's like fucking random ass drama that is irrelevant to like a larger preconceived bias that people have or anything like that, I totally get it. Ironically enough, this is a conversation I had with Ethan as well in the past. If you remember, I had this conversation with Ethan when people were yelling at me about buying the fucking house. What did I tell him at the time? And during Leftovers, I was like, I get why people have fucking resentment towards me. I totally understand it. People are suffering.
What is he about to say? How is he going to summarize this?
Financially. Their lives fucking suck. And when they see some rich asshole be able to achieve something that they only can see as a dream in their, in the future, and it's at odds with the way that they see the world, with their misunderstandings of what socialism is or whatever the fuck, then yeah, of course they're going to carry a lot of fucking resentment towards someone like myself, especially when they're not going to deeply examine why they feel that way. So, I get it.
True. Keep hate watching working class Andy. True. This would be true, except they both need to be literally the exact same color, because that's where we're at now. But what do you think about what do you think of this culture among dads? Is it cringe or necessary? Dudes who wear shirts like this and then proceed to defend Matt Gates. Rules for dating my daughter. Get a job. Understand I don't like you. I'm everywhere. You hurt her. I hurt you. Be home 30 minutes early. Get a lawyer. If you lie to me, I will find out. She's my princess, not your conquest. I don't mind going back to jail. Whatever you do to her, I will do to you. Okay, fuck. There are things that I want to say, but my audience is really mad. So this is where we have a gentler approach. And I will say, I think that fathers that get this one-sidedly obsessed with like their daughter's dating life, I think is a little bit cringe. I think it's okay to be protective of your children, but I feel like this is a little bit too much. There you go. Oh, one more Hasan hate watch clip.
Niglet repellent, a Niglet scalp, minstrel show outfits, and a rack of KKK uniforms worn by ex-members. These are actual photos from inside the store. This isn't a antique store. This is a KKK memorabilia shop that Tyler passed off as a antique shop. Now, do you think supporting a store like this might come off as maybe a little bit racist? A store...
I'm sorry, what? Honestly, that word is one of my favorite slurs, to be honest. It's so fun to say. Jesus Christ, Sean.
Sean the Black is one of the guys that threatened to, or wanted my family to die because we were slave owners, and I single-handedly prevented socialism from existing. You're welcome, by the way. You're welcome. It's just because of me that socialism doesn't exist.
Just goes out and just says the N-word, which is not a surprise because he said the N-word on stream with his own face. Can somebody just like, it would just be so...
This guy just said niglet is one of his favorite words to say, one of his favorite slurs. He even said it. And me tweeting out this word has this guy crashing out. Holy shit.
So easy to just, it will save, like, solve all of our problems. Like, we would have socialism now at this point.
We would have socialism.
Right? We would have socialism at this point. If someone just went out of their way and it would be so easy.
Based.
This is what happens when you don't kill every single slave owner after slavery. They have children, and their children have children, and their children have children, and then their children have accidents that should have ended up on a sock, and it becomes destiny. That's what you get. That's what you get. When you don't murder every single slave owner, every single Ku Klux Klan member, and they have children, and those children have accidents that should have been aborted, you get destiny.
Compiling a bunch of his, isn't this the guy that memes where he pretends he doesn't know who people are so he can slander them to his audience? So I figured I'd post it here too. He literally does this to everyone.
Like Nicholas do.
Oh. How many times can Hasan Piker, Twitch's biggest political streamer, pretend he has no idea who I am and or completely slander me Limfeo?
Isn't this like Nicholas Diorio guy, like one of those fucking dipshit, like
Nazis?
Crypto fascist dudes too? This video is actually Destiny. Yeah, I like that we're getting our notes from this guy, by the way, in terms of who we need to ban. Didn't this guy literally used to have like a straight up Nazi program? This guy said, I have estrogen.
That's always my favorite. Whenever someone's like, isn't this the guy? Isn't he the one? Isn't this the dude? Isn't he the guy? And it's always going to be like the most simulacrum faked fucking thing that the person probably never did or was associated with ever.
Coming out of my body? Dude, are Republicans this delusional? I mean, wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. I mean, voting for Trump is one thing. And I've always said that like the most psychotic thing that Republicans do is like act like he's like this macho, sexy, handsome man. But I never really thought that this fucking dude would be like, dude, you're such a soy boy. Not only that, but I'm gonna fat shame here too. This fat piece of shit literally fucking earlier said I'm oozing with estrogen. That is directly a fucking shot at like, that is infinitely more homophobic, or rather I guess maybe transphobic, than implying that someone is maybe confused about their own sexuality. Dude, nothing I hate
What?
more than fucking annoying right-wing shitters. You debate Nick DiOrio on Twitch? No, I don't know who the fuck that person is. And I'm not interested in like debating your fucking random friend, okay?
Is he going to do it? Isn't he the guy that...
It's no different than being like, debate my uncle. Actually, guess what? Your uncle would probably be more interesting than some fucking random essay guy who I just clicked on his name earlier. And no, it's just not happening, bro. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So...
What do we got left? Jesus, so many fucking things. Oh, we didn't need this. I wanted to watch this. I don't know if... Okay. Can somebody give me like a highlights real quick of like jank on this program? I don't think... I don't want to watch this whole 2-hour thing. Jank says liberals are Nazis? Wait, and this? Hasan gets mad at Chad after accusations of potentially exploiting the homeless on Skid Row for views.
You know, I mean, not even hopefully. We're going there with some people that work every single day with these people. So it's not, don't film it maybe. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. You're the woke of the day. Isn't it inherently exploitative to film? No, you dumb fucks. The entire point is humanizing these people. That's the whole point. Can you just shut the fuck up? Please? Can all of you just collectively shut your stupid fucking woke mouths up? Is that okay? Can we just shut the fuck up collectively? Sounds like a write-off. I am going to Brian kill me. I absolutely fucking despise the so it's not, don't film it maybe. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. You're the woke of the day.
Okay, same thing. Don't care. What is this about Jank talking to you about Rittenhouse?
For that guy. For me, I get hit with a skateboard. I don't shoot the other guy.
Jank, if somebody hits you with a skateboard in the face, there's like a 20% chance that you die. A skateboard?
20% chance, that's probably high. But somebody hitting you in the face with a skateboard, that's a big deal.
Skateboards are a big thing.
Chance.
Okay, that's great that you would, but I wouldn't compel a 17-year-old.
Oh, shit. I'll just tank that. I'll tank that. Okay.
Consistently make you finally found a broker on Wall Street that you can trust and who can consistently make you money. Sound fair enough? And believe me, Kevin, the only problem you're gonna have is that you didn't buy more. Sound fair enough?
Shit, my wife might divorce me, but yeah, let's do it. Oh, yeah.
Excellent choice, Kevin. And welcome to Stratton Oakmont.
Thanks, man. I'm gonna have a beer. Right?
Okay. It's funny, when PBD was going to give facts, Destiny doesn't want you to hear it. Excuse me? I just played like 20 minutes of that show, and I listened to tons of content from these people. Why do you lie? Do you think anybody believes you? Okay. Uh-oh. Trump has taken an H-1B position. President-elect Trump told the Post Saturday he supports immigration visas for highly skilled workers, appearing to side with Elon Musk in the roiling intra-MAGA debate on the issue. I've always liked the visas. I have always been in favor of the visas. That's why we have them. Oh, Donald Trump invented H-1B visas? Okay. Trump said by phone, referring to the H-1B program, which permits companies to hire foreign workers in specialty occupations. I have many H-1B visas on my properties. I've been a believer in H-1B. I've used it many times. It's a great program, added Trump. Uh-oh.